But I wonder if people, like you say, you don't like people who are not hardworking. I wonder, are there people who work and worked as hard as Steve did and does?
I was thinking when I said it that there's an exception. I know we're both admirers of Norm Macdonald, and he seems sometimes like someone who has something. It's his cadence. It's the way he talks. I don't know if he's a hardworking comic, but God, he makes me laugh. Mm-hmm. And his cadence, something is just wrong about it, you know?
But I love Norm, and my guess is, what I know of Norm is that he may not be working hard.
No.
But what he has is the same result as somebody who's worked hard.
Yes, yeah.
Which is, again, enviable, admirable. But God, he makes me laugh. And I happened across some of his time on Weekend Update.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you watch it now, you realize Norm just didn't care if it got a laugh.
No. And he didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't care. And he had a joke. I think Downey wrote the joke. It was during the OJ trial. And there's a picture of Johnny Cochran holding up the knit cap with OJ sitting next to him. And God, no one could do this but Norm. Norm said, a little bit of a wrinkle for OJ in the trial today. Johnny Cochran stood up and held the knit cap that was found at the scene of the double murders when OJ jumped up and said, "Hey, careful with that. That's my lucky stabbing cap." Who else could do that?
Right.
And he doesn't. And if it got nothing, he would stare.
Yeah.
And tell you your problem.
Yeah.
I thought that was one of the best. Dark but fantastic,
right.
and also no one could do it but him.
No, that's what I was going to say. I would, if somebody had pitched that joke to me at the height of the OJ trial, I would have laughed and not done it. Would you have done that joke?
No, I would not have done that.
Yeah.
I would have been queasy and it's tragedy and it was theater of some kind, theater of the absurd.
But the delivery, the persona, and the material, it's
perfect,
powerful. Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of entertaining celebrities, but Norm Macdonald used to come on our show in the early days, and those were, I thought, great television because we never knew it was happening, and it was always teetering on the edge of it was all about to blow up. It's all about to fail, and it would always end brilliantly. And then he stopped coming around, and it was just a period that passed. And I was always sad about that because I thought we're a very celebrity-conscious age, and people always think that the best guests are the biggest celebrities. Sometimes, the best guests are these people that you have a weird connection with, and it's compelling television. People see and they talk to me about it later on. Like I'll be out in the world walking around and people will say, "I saw that when you were with Harlan or when you were with Norm or with Will Arnett. That got wild and crazy in a way that they don't see on television now."
Have you, over the years, who are some of the people who have been your go-to people that I just remember Dave in his early years had Terry Garr and he had Sandra Bernhard.
Yes.
And they were kind of magic together. Who are your...
I had so many people. Norm Macdonald was this person who would come, you all know Norm Macdonald, but Norm Macdonald, when we'd have him on in the early days, to this day I've never interviewed anybody like Norm Macdonald.
Who was the best guest that you've ever interviewed, and who was the worst?
I love Will Ferrell. I also love Norm Macdonald because he comes on and his stories are all invented. None of them are real. They're all old farmers' daughters jokes. And he pretends he'll come on. I'll say, "What's up, Norm?" He'd be like, the other day I was walking down the road and a pirate comes up to, I'm like, "What?" Yeah, a pirate comes along and he's got 3 pigs with him. One of them is wearing a hat, one's got a pipe, and then it's just a complete waste of everybody's time that's absolutely delightful and hilarious. And so I love him.
Your favorite guests are always like the Bill Burr, Norm Macdonald.
Yes.
This might go off the rails really fast type of guys.
Yeah. Norm Macdonald, one of the great talk show guests of all time. He invented something that Norm Macdonald invented this amazing thing that I've never seen anybody do before or since. It's kind of like he split the atom. It was that revolutionary. Norm would come on
and he would, instead of telling you a real story, like if I had you on the show and you're like, hey, Bill, tell me, well, and remember I was living in Chestnut Hill once, and you would tell a real story about what happened to you in your life. Norm tells old jokes as stories that happened to him.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, Norm, what are you up to? And I mean, really old jokes from like the 1920s. And he'd be like, well, Conan, I don't know if you're aware that I purchased a farm, Conan. I'd be like, really? You purchased a? Yeah. I purchased a farm. Of course, I have 3 daughters. And I'm like, you have 3 daughters? Yeah, I have 3 daughters on the farm. One very attractive, one not as attractive, and of course the third not, kind of. Well, she's ugly, Conan. She's ugly. And I'd be like, Well, one day, this traveling salesman comes to the farm, and he says, now, Norm, I tell you. And then it's like he's telling an old traveling salesman joke.
Yeah.
But
But about halfway through where it's going.
I mean, I usually know. I know kind of what he's doing. I'm laughing that he has the balls to do this. I'm laughing at the audacity. So I don't even care if this joke lands or not. I'm laughing that he's committing to the fact that, no, he doesn't have a farm. He doesn't have 3 daughters. There's no traveling salesman. But he doesn't care in a way that is exhilarating and scary at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And plus, he probably has some people in the audience who are taking completely seriously, right?
Yes. Yeah. He's got some people thinking.
We call them tourists.
Yes, we call them. They're usually from San Bernardino.
Well, Norm had the greatest talk show moment in the history of talk shows with Courtney Thorne-Smith.
That was epic. That was so great. And it's funny because
it's lived on. Who knew that we were going to have YouTube eventually?
You know what?
We could just queue it up on command.
God bless YouTube. I had no idea when those things were happening. I thought, we're talking 1993, 94. When those things were happening, I thought, what did I know? I just thought if you were up and you saw it, that means you saw you saw an amazing thing happen. And if you, and then maybe if I get to stay on the air long enough, we'll have a 1-year anniversary show, and maybe you'll see it then. But if you're not there for that, it's gone. And now I meet people, that around the world that will say, oh, I just saw that thing with you and Norm and Courtney Thorne-Smith. And I'll think, that was a moment of my life when I was 30.
Yeah.
And I'm like 85 now.
When I first met you and I saw you, I was like, oh, he's doing like a Jerry Norm thing.
Yeah, completely.
Seinfeld and Norm, I think Attell and Dangerfield were
Yes.
Every comic you'd see, Joe Mackey was like Hedberg and Eugene Merman.
Wow.
You could always see who people were kind of influenced by in their first couple years. And for you, it was Norm Macdonald. I still remember when he made it to the finals on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. He made it to the $1 million question, and he bailed because it was for charity. But he turned out he knew the right answer. So this is a guy who, by all accounts, was like self-educated.
Yeah.
And made it that far.
Tell me what you want to do. I think Pinehurst is too obvious, so I guess I will say what's the matter? Greenbrier. What are you making that face for? I'm scared to death. Okay, I'll just give it $500,000. All right. What do you think? I have no idea. I said my guess. Did you say Greenbrier? Yeah. You would have won $1 million, but
really one of the best comedy minds of all time. I remember Colin Quinn told me a story once that, one of my favorite musicians ever, Leonard Cohen, being a Canadian, would go see Norm Macdonald play.
Whoa.
And Norm was like, who's this guy? Who's this old guy? He didn't care that Leonard Cohen was a Norm Macdonald fan.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Not just his stand-up, but an edgy, underappreciated Weekend Update anchor.
Oh, the best. Easily the best Weekend guy.
And I believe he followed Kevin Nealon, who I thought was great as well.
Nealon was great.
Yeah,
They
different
said-
type of anchor.
Yeah, Dennis Miller was always like lauded as the best one, and then I feel like Norm kind of took it over.
Well,
And-
Norm was our guy. It's almost like people were like, I'm a Letterman guy, and then we're like, well, we're Conan guys.
Right.
That's kind of what Norm was. Remember, he did a bit that defended Tiger Woods that I thought was hilarious on the show, and the bit was basically like, how many? Well, he's like, yeah, he cheated, but think about how many women hit on him. Like he goes, how many women hit on you in this many years? He goes, 1 in 10 years. He goes, Tiger had like this many hundred. He only slept with this many.
Right.
And he did the math. He goes, he's more faithful than you are. That's a great angle for a
Great
bit.
angle.
Also, Tiger is different than you and me. Now, how many chances do we have in our life to commit adultery? Maybe 10. So if we stray once, it's not even 10. We just think it's 10. If we stray once, that's 10%. Now, Tiger may have had sex with 50 or 60 girls, but what about the 3 million he could have but didn't? You got to factor those gals in. Then that makes the percentage 0.000000006, which statistically is 0. So, from a strictly mathematical standpoint, Tiger Woods is the most faithful man who has ever lived.
A lot of great comics are like, well, I think it was more like the media was tearing Tiger to shreds. And even though we can agree what he did was wrong, I think he felt for him. And that was his way of being like, I feel for this guy that is being railroaded. Like when you see the Tiger doc, you do feel for him.
Sure,
you know?
of course.
There's nuance to the picture, and he added nuance. That's what I think. That's what I took from the bit. He was a true comic legend. I mean, so many comics revered him. He was a comics comic, and it's rare for those guys to break through and have the mainstream success that Norm had. But he really did. You know.
Yeah.
He had a lot of failed pilots, but he kept getting the pilots because I think he was one of those guys. I think even the suits were like, nah, he's good. Like, he had that kind of pure, tall, good-looking guy. Great observational, could work clean. Kind of had all the tools of what a mega star stand-up should have, but he was just so dry and such a disruptor, that would get in the way sometimes. But,
totally.
You know. I met him twice, and the first time I met him was I was doing this comedy style competition at Caroline's, and it was the Final Four. It was me, Dan Soder, who eventually beat me in the final two. It was me, Soder, Nick Cobb, and Adam Newman.
Wow.
And Norm Macdonald was just chilling in the crowd watching.
Damn.
And he couldn't have been nicer. He was so freaking nice to all of us.
Yeah.
Complimenting our acts, being like, man, I could never do this type of thing, you know. So cool. And then the other time I met him was on Last Comic Standing when he was a judge, and I got eliminated in the first round. I had a pretty good set, better than a lot of people who moved on, but it's NBC, let's face it.
That's how it goes.
But I remember I had one joke that Norm singled out and goes, that joke is gold. And that to me was me, I didn't even feel that bad. I got locked off because I was like, Norm Macdonald, who is the judge that I connected to his work the most. It was Roseanne and Keenan. I connect to Roseanne's politics, of course. But no. But it was Roseanne and Keenan Ivory Wayans. And like, obviously I love In Living Color, but Norm, I'm a comic. Norm was the guy I connected with. And the joke he loved was I said, you know, my last girlfriend was a hoarder and she broke up with me, which stings extra hard. I'm like the one thing she can get rid of. And he said he loved that joke. And then I got Keenan kind of digged me in the last comic thing. He said, I like some of your jokes, but not all of them. And I said, well, I loved all your scary movie films. And it got a huge laugh. And he said, I only did the first 2. And I was like, all right. I remember I saw Norm in like the food.
Yeah.
He couldn't let it pass. He couldn't take the L on that one. I knew I was out after that.
Right.
And then I'm walking through the thing. It was like a break. I guess they were taking a break, the paid audience. And I see Norm and he goes, I really like that you dug it.
Oh.
So that was a special moment.
He's the real deal. He really is.
Yeah, I think he could tell. And I said I met you once at Caroline's, and I told him I really like it.
One of the biggest anti-Semites I've ever met.
Russian away from Jews.
I had a bar mitzvah. What?
I had a bar mitzvah, Norm.
Yeah. You did?
Yeah.
Wait, are you Jewish?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here. No, I'm kidding. I love the Jewish people. He's Jewish.
Are you Jewish?
Yeah.
Okay, then you'll get it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Half Jewish.
No, I'm full.
Full Jewish.
Full Jewish. All right, then. But you're young, so you might not get it.
Maybe.
Okay, so here's the joke.
Holocaust denier.
I'm awesome.
I'm not going to hold that against you.
Norm, I'm sleeping with your wife.
You son of a bitch, motherfucker! Huh? You sleep with my fucking wife? You son of a bitch, cocksucker! You're my best fucking friend, Adam! God damn you, motherfucker! I'll fucking kill you! You sleep with, that's what you were doing on fucking Friday night, were you, huh? You fucking bastard! You see you... Okay, I apologize. We had some technical difficulties. Got a little carried away. I gotta apologize. I feel partially responsible. So
what was that? You don't even have a wife. You don't even have a wife.
That's true. I never was the marrying kind. Okay, we're ready to pull the classic vodka and funnel prank. Yeah, you swallow that, you fucker. You drink that down. You don't fucking spit that out. Yeah, you like it, you fucker. Drink it. Fucking swallow that fucking...
What the fuck is...
Adam Egat.
Yeah.
Would you come in, please?
What's up? How'd it go?
I just wanted to compliment you. Yes, you have a very nice tie. And I like your shirt. Louisville Slugger. Oh, God. You see, I care enough to use a brand name. That's right, Dandy. Why don't you just say Brand X, you bum? It's called authenticity. Right, you're not worth a bent penny, you damn drunkard. Just gotta do something, though.
Okay. What? You have like somewhere to be?
No, I just gotta do something.
Oh, no! Oh, good Christ almighty! That is a lot of pain! Oh, God, you're kicking me in the belly! Why? Oh, please stop! Okay, fair enough. Just don't kick me in the face.
Some fellas are blessed. Adam Egan, where have you been? Turns out, in a jiffy, the wig came off. He could have, by the way, why the hell did it take you so long? I had to talk to Gala for 10 minutes. You get... Fucking suck that venom. Yeah, you fucking suck that fucking venom. Yeah, you want to spit it out? You got a fucking mouth water. Ah, fucking shoot it out of your face, you fucking cunt. You fucking whore. Ah!
Oh, thanks, dude. I didn't get any of that in my mouth.
Yeah, no problem, man. We'll be back with Simon Helber. You fucking sit down.
We had a gay athlete Yes.
Admit he was gay. First team athlete in the history of American sport.
Jason Collins. What do you make of that, Jason Collins?
I tweeted, I salute that. I think that's tremendous. I think it's about time. There should as gay athletes in all these sports, and maybe that'll pave the way to come out. I don't think it's going to be a big deal problem. You got to be good. He's a good player.
Yeah.
I don't think you could be just, if you're really good, like if Derek Jeter said he was gay, what are the Yankees going to do? They're going to get mad at him? Yankee fans are going to boo?
Yeah. I don't think so.
By the way, did you see 42?
I never miss a...
What a movie, Jackie Robinson.
Jake Bozeman movie.
No,
I can't remember the guy's name.
Harrison Ford.
Oh, he was amazing.
He's amazing. It's a great movie. Great.
But there was a guy he came out as a black guy.
Yeah. Oh, he was black. He couldn't do anything about it.
Well, what do you think this guy Collins that's coming out gay? And they're saying he's brave and stuff, but to me, he's smart.
Why, Norm?
It seems like a not cynical, but maybe a calculated move because he's going to be
famous,
world famous forever. The first
he's
guy.
On Good Morning America tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's calculated, but the problem you face is you don't know what the other guy. They're going to take showers with you. That's the fear. But look, the Army's got it. They're going to do it every day. Yeah. I don't think can he score a basket? Can he play the game?
No.
Well, then he's in trouble.
He's definitely good.
And if on the first day he would attack a fellow athlete, that might not look good.
And it's interesting that he came out the day after the fifth game when they could have been swept, the Celtics. And then
but he's not on the Celtics.
Oh, he's on the Wizards.
He's on New Orleans.
Oh, is he?
New Orleans.
Oh, is he? Okay.
He was on the Celtics. He was on the Wizards.
Oh, he was on.
He's a 10-year veteran. He's 6'10".
Right.
And his twin brother, identical twin, is not gay.
I was going to say, I thought you were going to say
because we're trying to figure out the gay chromosome.
You are? You and Sean?
Do we know why people are gay? You don't know. Do you know why you're heterosexual? You don't know why.
No, I don't know. But I think this is the thing, Larry. If they define a chromosome as saying that you're gay or a gene, that would be abnormal. How would the gay community...
It wouldn't be called abnormal. It would be called different. It wouldn't be called abnormal.
Wow.
Maybe the abnormal gene would be hetero.
That's true. Hey, maybe the normal gene would be those ladies
that normal to be gay.
That cut their cocks into vaginas.
No, if you're looking to make it in standard television, you're not going the right route.
No.
You're not going the right route here.
Once I get on Hulu.
You're not sending this tape to CBS, are you?
No, once I get on Hulu, the whole act changes. No.
We hate the most.
Tell a joke now to Larry. Maybe he'll use it in his act.
All right. So there's two gay guys talking.
No, it doesn't have to be gay guys again, does it?
No, it's really not that bad. It's not insulting. No. There's two gay guys. They're playing hide and seek,
no, we're not going to do that. No, we're not going to do that joke. We're not going to do that joke.
I say I'll get myself a trainer, And so I says to the guy, I says to him, my dad does that when he tells a story. He says, I says too many times. Yeah. Because I says to the guy, I says to him, I says to him, So I says to the guy, I says, I never worked out in my life, I've never really exercised. I had weights. I got them weights once, but they were really very heavy. I was taking the airplane there, flying on the airplane. And I get on the airplane, so I got this character beside me, sitting there with me. And he says to me, he says, I really like you on the show there, Fred. He calls me Fred.
Fred.
So I fly back, and I get on the plane. So I'm sitting beside this character, and the guy says to me, he says, hey, I like you on the show there on the news. So I went there, and there was a homeless bum outside there. So the guy says to me, he says, can I have some money? They're always looking for money.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So I don't like to give them money on account of, then I don't have the money.
Yeah.
And so he says to me, can I get some money off you? And I don't like giving the homeless bums money, I'll tell you why. Because I figure they'll do the crack. Right?
What did he say to you?
He said to me, he says, He comes to me and he shakes my hand. He says to me, he says, I see you're eating a pickle, you know?
You know, so I says to him, I says, John Neal, that's odd there. What's that pig? What's the story with that pig?
You know? And I says to him, I says, what do you want? I can't serve you, you know? He goes, I don't want a drink, he says, you know? So he says to me, he says, I work down at the University of Science there. So I says to the guy, he says, logic. Now, what the hell is that? I never heard tell of that. I says to the guy, he says, oh, yeah, you're one of them gays.
So then I says to Mabel, I says,
Hi, kids.
I'll finish this later. Hi, Dad.
Where's your mother?
Out back. So anyway, I says to Mabel, I says
to the guy, right? I says to him, he's standing there, right? So I says to him, I says to the guy, get this, wait a second. I says to the guy, I says to him, I says to the guy, I says to him, he's standing right there, get this, right?
And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, Lauren says to me, That's the thing I wrote for Farley to do. I said, what if you did a thing where it was just a guy who says, he says to me way too often. So Farley would do it really funny. He goes, I met this guy and he says to me, he looks me right in the eye and he says to me, he says to me. You know, I've noticed lately, everybody has an opinion. And when I was young, it wasn't that way, you know. People would have maybe, 6 opinions, you know. Sometimes you meet a guy, he'd have 8 opinions. You go, God damn, that guy's opinionated. But about 6 opinions, that'd be about, and most of them were about food, you know, tell you the truth. People would go, Count Chocula, what the fuck's wrong with you? Stuff like that. You know, I have opinions. I have opinions that everybody holds, you know, I don't know. Yellow is the best color, you know, but I don't know if you call that an opinion, you know, it's just a, oh, hold on, it's my phone. Hello? I gotta phone you back on account I'm doing a special on the TV, comedy special. So I'll call you back, okay? Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, I was saying I don't got really no opinions, and I know a lot of people don't have opinions on account of I see it on the TV. Like I'll watch CNN, and they'll ask a question, and sometimes it's tough, you know. They'll say like, "What do you think that Southeast Asian Sea treaty? How do you think that'll affect the gross national product of Singapore?" And anyways, at the end, they asked that question. You know, do you think it's good, yes or no? And then at the end, they show the answer. I'm a sucker for a poll, you know. So I always like to. I take part in. At the end, you will always see the same thing. It will be like they'll show the poll, and it's in like a pie chart, you know. And then you'll go, God damn, I wish I had some pie. Anyway, they showed a pie chart, and it'll be like 45% yes, 45% no, 10%. I don't know. So that's fine, you know. I'm not ashamed of being part of 10%, you know. Sounds small, but 10% of this great country, that's 35 million people, you know, that don't know. That's fine. And I'm a sucker, man. I always, anytime I see one of those polls, I phone up, you know. I go, hello, is this the TV? Yeah, you asked a question earlier. I don't know. I don't know the answer to the question. But listen, I got a question for you. What'd that second word mean anyway? It did? All right, well, I better end up in that poll that looks like a pie, fella. I'm no sap. And then I hang up my phone.
Why you going high? Push me to the side. Let's keep going on and I ain't getting tired. Yeah, you try to crucify all the good inside. You go and come now.
Opinions are like assholes. Neil Patrick Harris wants to stuff. You should let me read this ahead. Opinions are like assholes. Neil Patrick Harris wants to stuff his cock in them. Oh, wait, that's just assholes. It didn't get a laugh, but I'm laughing. That's very funny.
The artist formerly known as Prince says he now wants to be known as simply the artist. Meanwhile, I will continue to refer to him as simply the fruit. In other music news, several major acts are on tour this month, including the Counting Crows, Metallica, and the Fruit.
The weekend update guy on Saturday Night Live. And now he's moved on. He's got a new movie coming out on Friday called Dirty Work.
Hey, the trunk looks kind of small there, Anton.
This is live. I'm on live TV. Trunk's fine. As you can see, friend, it's not small. It's a big trunk. I'll show you right here.
Well, you got a dead hooker in the trunk.
What? No, it can't be.
Yes, it was. It was a dead hooker.
It wasn't a dead hooker.
Hell, I know a dead hooker when I see one.
Hey, folks, come on.
Hey, here's another dead hooker in this trunk.
What?
Oh, my goodness.
What are you doing?
I've never seen so many dead hookers in all my life.
Lord knows I have.
This is Norm Macdonald. Thank you.
Thanks. Hi, how are you?
Thanks for doing the show.
Thanks for having me.
Funny clip.
Oh, yeah, this is a funny movie to make, you know. We had a lot of fun. It's tough, though, making movies, you know, because this is the first thing I've done where I had a different name. Like when I did Saturday Night Live, I was Norm, and my real name is Norm.
There you go.
So on this movie, like, my character's name was Mitch, and so a lot of times it'd be tough, like, in a scene, like, a guy would go, hey, Mitch, we got to get going. I go, ah. And they go,
confusing.
yeah, and they go, you're Mitch. And I go, ah, yes, Mitch, that's me. And then they go, cut, you know, that's it.
Were there any prostitutes hurt in the making of this movie? Or...
Well, Chevy Chase beat up one pretty bad, actually.
So Chevy is in the movie?
Chevy's in the movie, yeah. He's a great man. He was my hero when I was a kid. So the great thrill of me when I wrote this movie with my buddies Frank and Fred was to put all guys I love, Don Rickles, Chevy Chase, Chris Farley, all my favorite funny guys ended up doing it. So I was
Love Don Rickles.
Yeah, Rickles is the greatest.
Animals in the movie?
There are animals. No, there aren't any animals. But we did kill some. You know when they put at the end there were no animals killed? That's hard to do. You know, we were killing possum and stuff, and we killed a horse.
How about any dolphins or no? No dolphins.
No, we would never kill a dolphin.
That's wrong. I saw you last week on Regis and Kathy Lee.
Oh, yeah.
And it was fun. Although I got uncomfortable at the end because Kathy Lee was casting you as a leading man, romantic leading man, which is fine. Yeah. That's very believable. But was she hitting on you, or what was she? Was she flirting, or what was going on?
No, well, she's a lady, and I'm a man. And she's an incredibly beautiful woman, like, and especially in person. She's
You've seen her up close, is that true?
Oh, my God, she's so beautiful. She's really pretty, and you know, she's taken, she's married, but...
Yeah, I thought
he treats her really well, I guess.
We know. I thought you... Don Ohlmeyer, we have to mention him, was going to MGM does the movie. They were gonna buy time during the NBA Finals.
Yeah, how cool would that have been?
That would have been great.
But Don Ohlmeyer nixed it. He pulled all the ads for
Do you think it was the OJ stuff? Because I have an idea. If you would do some pro-OJ jokes or pro-wife murderer jokes, different. You could still do that now. Do you think then he would come back around?
I think he's definitely rehabilitated himself because now he just stabs women with bananas. Right?
I've seen that. That's right.
So that's doing a lot better, you know? And I think, I'll say right now, this will help Don Ohlmeyer, but the only thing O.J. Simpson is guilty of is being one of the greatest linebackers ever.
That would be running back. That would be running back. That's okay. It's time for 5 questions. There we go.
Feelings going up and down, picking up the pieces that you left behind, hitting a new type of flow, breathing in the smoke and clearing up my mind. The thoughts of you, I never knew what the hell you got me into.
This is going to be tough because I only know 4 things.
Wow, we may ask 4 of those.
That'd be great.
We start with geography. Who's your favorite supermodel from Australia?
Supermodel from Australia. That would be Alan McPherson.
That is correct. I chose that one. Okay. The blackjack dealer is showing a 7. Do you split your 8s?
You always split 8s, yes.
Yes, very good. Let's play the pyramid. Schwarzkopf. Generally
famous Norman.
Yes. Wow. That guy there at the bar. Very good. Category is dirty tricks in the play of the same name. Who pulled a fast one on Othello?
Iago.
Wow, that is good. You weren't supposed to hit that one. And now we finished very difficult. Finally, NBC's Don Ohlmeyer. Punk-ass bitch or bitch-ass punk?
Well, that's an age-old debate that I can't get into. We'll never answer that one.
That is correct. This is awesome. Yes, he did. Dirty Work opens on Friday. Big hand for Norm Macdonald.
Well, thank you very much. I'm very excited to be here, you know, and I was asked to host the ESPYs this year. Yeah, hi, that's my name, Espen. When I was asked to host the ESPYs this year, folks, I said yes immediately for one reason and one reason only. This show has interns. I'll be having a little improper relations backstage a little later. But man, it's great to be here at the 6th annual ESPY Awards. Hard to believe, huh, that the ESPYs are 6 years old. Although Anthony Mason swears they're 18. So. Yeah, he'll be having sex with the ESPYs in about 12 years. So. I was a little late here tonight. I took a cab to the theater, folks. And I don't know if you've ever been in these New York City cabs, but I got one of those cabbies, couldn't speak English, you know. Saw his name there on the dash. I couldn't even pronounce it. I think it was something like Hideki Arabu. I'm like that. Arabu's been having some trouble, man. They fired his translator. Steinbrenner fired his translator. And people see that as cruel, you know, but I don't know, you know. I mean, if you're not doing well in Yankee Stadium, you know, do you really need a translator? Do you want that, you know? You know? Hey, what'd they say? They say you suck. You should go back to Japan, you dirty foreigner. Okay, I got it. I'm trying to pitch over here. It's great to be here on ESPN. I love sports, man. Man, you can see sports on ESPN you don't see on other networks. You know, like kickboxing. That's my favorite sport. Kickboxing is great. When you think about it, it combines the style and grace of boxing with kicking. This seems kind of immature. Just backstage, a lot of celebrities back there, man. I was talking to Jerry Jones, the Cowboys owner, and he's disappointed, obviously. Yeah. Well, he's a good guy, though, man. He's talking about rebuilding the team, and he told me, he says, we have to get back to what made us a championship team. Strippers and crack. Hey, have you heard about this? Ted Turner and NBC plan to start their own rival football league to compete with the NFL. And not much known about the specifics of this new league, except for this, it will suck. They know that. So they might have trouble, getting advertisers when we know it will suck. And of course, congratulations to the Denver Broncos for winning the Super Bowl. How about that? Denver did great, There he is. I love the Denver fans, because for one thing, they don't wear food on their heads. That's nice. And they had a wild celebration in Denver after that Super Bowl, man. And now city officials expect an even wilder celebration if the Nuggets win 10 games this year. They say they're going to... say the whole city's going to go nuts. Yeah, the Nuggets are having a bad year this year, man. Matter of fact, they're making a film about the team. They got a pretty catchy title. It's Black Men Can't Jump Either. Well, NBA All-Star Weekend over. That was exciting, man. The East beat the West. Jeff Hornacek won the three-point shootout. Houston's Clyde Drexler and Cynthia Cooper won that exciting two-ball thing. And Charles Barkley won the throw a guy through a plate glass window contest. So that was quite a game, I mean, who impressed me the most yesterday was Kobe Bryant. Unbelievable. This guy's amazing. 19 years old, the youngest starter ever in the All-Star game, and he played so well that today he was named spokesman for NBC's new public service campaign called Screw It, Who Needs College? Of course, the biggest story in basketball, no question about it, Michael Jordan may retire. Yeah, Michael Jordan may retire after this season, and it's terrible news for Bull fans, but it is terrific news for golf hustlers. They're happy about it. But Jordan is very serious, though, about leaving. In fact, he's already called the Hall of Fame to make sure that his plaque bears his basketball nickname, Air Jordan, and not his baseball nickname, Senior Crappy. That would just be disrespectful, Well, how about them Winter Olympics? They're finally underway, so we've got a lot of great stuff to look forward to in the next 2 weeks, like hockey and, well, just hockey, really. I was watching last night, I saw speed skating, and my goodness, could the outfits they wear be any tighter? Holy Lord. There was an East German woman, I swear, you could see the outline of her entire penis. It was... goodness. Well, there's all kinds of sports celebrities in the audience tonight. I see Tiger Woods right there. Tiger Woods, how about that, huh? Yeah, he's up for golf. Of course, he's up for Golfer of the Year this ESPYs. And you know who I feel sorry for, folks, is the other two guys nominated for Golfer of the Year. You see these guys getting ready, It's like, hey, honey, have you seen my tuxedo? No, not the good one. The one I wear when I'm going to get my ass kicked. Have you seen that one? Boomer Esiason is with us. Boomer. How you doing, buddy? Boomer, of course, will replace Frank Gifford on Monday Night Football next season. And Frank told reporters that this will allow him to spend more time with his wife and children. Then he broke down and cried for 45 minutes. So. And there's Charles Woodson. How about that? What a season he had. Great, man. He became the first defensive player to win the Heisman Trophy. And congratulations, Charles. That is something that no one can ever take away from you. Unless you kill your wife and a waiter, in which case, all bets are off. Just a word of advice.
Macdonald, I think, still with us, the actor comedian.
Yeah, I'm here, man.
You do a great job of always making me uncomfortable. When you hosted the ESPYs that one time.
Oh, you were there. I remember that.
Oh my God, you had jokes, but they weren't directed at me. I was uncomfortable, and they weren't even directed at me.
Yeah, I have this thing where I don't even know when I do bad, but that happens to me a lot. I come off, I go, hey, that went pretty well, right? They're like, well, everyone left. I'm like, oh.
Well, we were thinking about you the other day because the ESPYs was on, and one of our favorite things to watch, and every once in a while, like Deadspin or somebody, every time the ESPYs rolls around, they'll put up
they show the whole
which was absolutely brilliant, but apparently not making many friends over at ESPN when you did that.
They won't have me back as an ESPY host.
What did they say to you after it was done?
No, they didn't say anything.
That's not good. Did anyone handle it poorly? Like any of the athletes? Did they? Because you would figure that you go, all right, I'm getting my balls busted a little bit, but this is what this event is all about, and he's a comedian.
Because is there anyone who takes themselves more seriously than athletes?
No, I didn't even stupidly. I didn't even know it was going that bad, and then
it went great. By the way,
it was hysterical.
Yeah, the audience liked it. The New Yorkers,
people liked it.
Yeah.
The only people that didn't like it are those idiots that started the stupid ESPY awards in the first place for athletes that are already winning awards for their sports. Oh, I don't know, and games.
It was weird the other night to see the Dallas win game of the team of the year.
Yeah,
and come up in their suits.
Yeah, like oh, hooray! Now we've really done it. Yeah. Now we have this meaningless thing to go along with our world championship trophy and all the money that we've accrued. Yeah, that's exactly. Now since the parade's over and the trophies have been given out and the bonuses have been given out, now I get to stand here like an idiot with some stupid award made for television. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It really is up to the comedian and the host to save it.
Yeah. The ESPYs looks like it doesn't have as much. I watched it. They did a big, long thing before Seth even went out. They didn't have that much comedy in it. They had a couple of sketches, but there's a lot of amazing things, but it'd be soccer and stuff. Well, you can't even tell if it's a good goal. But it was cool. And then they had some guy that I never even heard of that was in jail for 50 years.
Oh, you know what? It's the Arthur Ashe Award. They do. Listen, it's great that they do it, and it's awesome because, from what I saw of it, before I started fast forwarding, it was very good. But that thing must have been like 15 minutes long.
Oh, it was forever.
It was really, really long. And at some point, people are just going to, like me, go, okay, I understand this guy's story. When are we going to give another award? And you just fast forward right
was
through.
That guy a famous athlete?
I don't know.
I was watching it in fast forward. Apparently, the 15 minutes didn't describe very well what his situation was.
At the end, he got out of jail. He was 50, and he took boxing in jail. But I don't think he did anything.
Oh, he's just like, hey, I warded off rape.
Yeah.
With these fists.
Well, and then the sports thing hasn't worked out because the ESPYs too. You were the greatest host in the ESPYs history. You were the only good thing about the ESPYs ever, and they didn't invite you back after that one either. It's something about you and sports are not melding well.
Well, sports, they don't take them. They take themselves a little seriously. Like they don't they don't need anybody making jokes about them and stuff. They also don't need to be on shows. Like that's why it never works with like interview shows and stuff. When it's just sports guys because. First of all, if they go on a talk show, they're not even trying. You know what I mean? They're just, hey, what's going on? They're just giggling at the host, kind of, because it doesn't help their career to go on a talk show.
Yeah.
No,
it happens all the time.
Yeah. So they just, and they've had everything like handed to them their whole life, so they're not interesting people very much.
Were people mad at the ESPYs? I find that 8-minute stretch you did as one of the greatest things ever. I mean, the look on people.
They were mad, yeah. But
they
I
were
didn't realize
so uncomfortable.
I didn't realize it at the time because like the ESPYs, like it's in Radio City Music Hall, so 95% of the audience is just New Yorkers. And then right in the front, it's 4 rows or something, are all the athletes.
Yeah, like
right?
Dean Smith is giving you like that tisk, how dare you? Who the hell is this guy?
I know, but me, like an idiot, I never saw that because I didn't have monitors or anything. So I was doing well in the room because it was like in the New York audience. You can't really see out. But then when I later saw it on TV, it would just cut to scowling black athletes.
The O.J. Simpson joke at the end.
Ken Griffey Jr. didn't care for it. I remember that.
Really?
Yeah.
Did people come up to you afterwards, like the O.J. stuff, and when you were making fun of Tiger Woods? I mean, did people come up afterwards and like confront you or just say anything, or did you?
Well, Ken Griffey was really mad for some reason. I don't really know why. And he was like, yeah, that was really funny, man, really funny, like real sarcastic. And then I said, hey, man, listen, I just want to tell you one thing. I go, there's never going to be a guy, never going to be a player like your dad. That guy was the best. There'll never be anybody close to that guy.
What did he say?
He just looked at him. He didn't know what to do because what are you going to do? Go, my dad, I'm way better than him. But he knew that's what was in his head.
What did you say about him in the show?
I didn't say anything. I said it was an OJ joke or something. And it just cut to him like with a crazy look on his face, like what? Huh? What?
Yeah, they didn't like the OJ jokes. Neither did Saturday Night Live. You got in trouble on Saturday Night Live for doing the OJ stuff too.
It's kind of bizarre because I always thought like it's kind of I don't know. It's hard to believe anybody would believe that he wasn't guilty, but I will say this though. Like, because every black guy I knew, like, would go, like, I go, you think he's really innocent? And they go, yeah, kind of, but you could tell, like, they maybe not, but they were just backing him up. So, but then I was like, that's weird. But then I understood it later because when Robert Blake killed his wife, or allegedly did, I loved Beretta.
You're like, oh,
yeah, so I was like, I don't care. I just want him to. I don't really care. I don't know who this lady is. Like, but it'd be cool to have. I don't want Beretta to go to jail. I don't know. So
that's the white man's equivalent of O.J. Simpson is Beretta.
Exactly. Beretta with the cockatoo and stuff. You can take that to the bank, right? Wasn't that the greatest movie? Remember when you were a kid watching Beretta and like all the other cop shows,
like the Equalizer and things like that.
Yeah, then you see Beretta be like, just Martin Scorsese's TV show. It's all gritty and.
It's a great name for a TV show too.
What?
Beretta.
I guess.
Norm Macdonald with us, based on a true story. It's available September 20th. We're going to do Celebrity Prognosticator with him in just a second. But he's an unusual person, and he likes awkward comedy. Most people are not comfortable with awkward comedy.
He likes to make you uncomfortable.
Oh, and
great.
And there's never been anything in the history of the ESPYs better than his monologue. So I want to go back there for a second with Norm. Thank you for making time for us. What do you remember most about all of that ESPYs thing that you did that made everyone uncomfortable and was hugely great, and instead of celebrated, got everyone mad?
Oh, hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi, Norm.
No, this is what happened. I'm sure you guys have been to the ESPYs.
Yes.
No.
And, it's a lot of fun. They'll go like, and now for best football team, the guy that won the Super Bowl, So they get an award. And so I was doing my stand-up, but the audience is like 90% just New Yorkers, And then right at the
in the first few rows are all the athletes. And so the New Yorker guys liked me. But stupidly, I didn't realize that they were showing pictures like behind me of Ken Griffey scowling and stuff, because they all hated my jokes.
John Elway was mad. Did you actually say why the long face to John Elway?
I was against that joke. That was Will Ferrell. He said, "Get some teeth" or something like that. I don't know what he said. Why the long face? I did say, but that's okay. But no. Will took on his teeth, and I was like, "Oh, don't do that."
Who was most upset with you after that night?
Ken Griffey Jr.
Really?
Did he say
Yeah,
something?
they told me after the show they were there's this big party, and they were always like, all through the show, this party's going to be great. And then at the end, I go, "Where's that party?" And they're like, "I probably should just go back to the
hotel." That's how you learned that you were not invited to Ken Griffey Jr.'s party?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you remember most about that night? Is there one joke that you're particularly proud of, and you tend to be someone who doesn't, you don't do a lot of reveling in the past. You move on. But is there anything in particular that you are proud of there?
Well, Woodson won the Heisman that year.
That's a good joke.
And so I said, they can never take that away from you unless you kill your wife and a waiter.
It's so good, man. It's such a good joke. It really is.
Okay.
Me and said, "I should ask you about Rodney Dangerfield when he was on the show. You had some experience with him. Can you tell me that story?"
Rodney came on the show to do an update. Like sometimes Lauren would just go, "Oh, Rodney Dangerfield is here," and you go, "We don't know. How do we use him? It'd be hard to use him on update." So then Jim had this idea, Jim Downey, where I would go, he would go, "I tell you, I got no respect," do a joke, and then I go, "That seems funny. Yeah, Rodney, get any respect? What about your kids? And they must give you respect, You're doing good." My kids, they don't give me respect. Do a few more jokes, I go, "That seems hard to believe. What about, certainly, like if you went to a bar, like a bartender would give you respect, right?" You go, "I tell you, dude." I go, like, "This is atrocious," But anyways, Rodney's like, "What the fuck?" He didn't understand any of it. He's like, "Why? Does this motherfucker know I don't get no respect?" So, anyways, you have to do the show at 8:30, and then the dress rehearsal, and then at 11:30, So he had to get there real early, and he said, "Norm, I got to talk to you." I was like, "What?" He says, "Why the fuck?" He goes, "I know how to do my jokes. Why can't I just leave and come back at midnight?" I'm like, "Well, I don't know, Rodney. Like, you have to do the dress rehearsal. They make us do the dress rehearsals." He goes, "I know my fucking act. I've done it a million times." I go, "Yeah, I know. I don't know what." So then he said, "I tell you, we were all alone, and Rodney was like my hero and stuff." And he goes, "I tell you, kid, it's all waiting, He goes, "Just fucking waiting. He goes, "You do TV, you just sit in a room and you wait all the time, He goes, "The same with movies. You just sit in a trailer and you wait the whole fucking time." He goes, "That's no life, He goes, "Oh, all there is stand-up." He goes, "The rest of it's all shit, Movies are shit, TV's shit, He goes, "Always remember, kid, it's just stand-up." So it's very, moving and everything. And then he goes, he pauses, and then he goes, "Stand-up is shit." And so then I was staring at him all alone in a room, and after he's told me everything in the world is shit. But that was Rodney, man. The heaviness, that's what I always say. "Oh, the heaviness, Norm, the heaviness,
He would have been really old at that time.
Yeah, I guess the thing with Rodney is he didn't make it till he was like 50 or something, so he didn't care for that. He didn't like all the other people getting the fruits of show business, which to him were just drugs and women. He came from that era where it was like, broads, I tell you, booze, So he didn't like that he had to wait till he was older to get that.